G'day campers, Ben from Snowy's here today, taking you for a walkthrough of this Oztent DS2 Pitch Black Dome Swag.
Hit it.
The DS2 swag from Oztent is a twist on the traditional swag. It's a really weatherproof dual skin swag for couples. So this is the DS2 double swag setup behind me here. This is going to be a bit of a talking point for people because it's a double skin swag, so it's got a fly sheet and an inner that pack up separately, but it's got a swag, a mat that packs up in there as well. So kind of got the features of a tent, but looks like a swag and made of materials of a swag, but it has some real benefits. And I reckon it's certainly something different that offers something a lot of other products on the market don't. Now, the boring bits first, it weighs about 11.5 kilos, set up like this, including all the skirts around the edge, about 3.5, 3.6 meters in length. We'll talk about internal space shortly, but height-wise, about 105 centimeters at the highest point on the outside here, and that tapers down to about 90 centimeters there. Inside, it's 120 centimeters sort of inside, but then it is wider than that when you take all this into account. I haven't actually measured that, but you're probably looking at almost close to 2 meters in total width there. So it does come out a fair way, but it's got this skirt that we'll talk about shortly that offers really good weather protection. Firstly, to the materials. Now, it's made predominantly of the same 8-ounce polycotton canvas that Oztent's RV range were made of. Now, the details, they don't state a waterhead for the DS swag range, but previously the waterhead's been around about 1500, but I can certainly vouch that that material has kept me dry in particularly heavy tropical downpours, not a drip of water inside the tent, so it is a really waterproof tent. So 8-ounce polycotton canvas, but the main difference is that they use this pitch black tech instead of the logo they've got here. Now, what that means is the underside of the fabric has this black coating on it. This blocks out about 95% of the light, which means inside the tent, it's really dark. So this allows you to sleep in longer, makes it darker inside the tent for longer if the sun comes up early, or if it is a really bright moonlit night, you're not going to be affected by as much moonlight. So if you do have trouble sleeping in a bright environment, this is going to help you go to sleep. Other materials in the tent inside, 65 GSM mesh in the doors and windows, and 350 GSM PVC on the base here. It's a nice big bucket floor, seam seal bucket floor. This fabric here, the polycotton canvas on the inside, 8-ounce polycotton canvas once again with a ripstop, but it doesn't have the pitch black material on the back of it. That's only on the fly sheet here. The poles are an anodized aluminium, so you've got two poles. There's a hoop pole here and a hoop pole at the foot end as well, and we'll take the fly off shortly to show you inside, but there's also a ridge pole that runs along the top here that's also an anodized aluminium. Bit of a walk around the outside to show you the features. The one thing you notice that looks very different is this skirt around the base here, and I haven't got this pegged on these points here for a reason, but and I'll show you more on that shortly, but this offers really good weather protection. So if this is pegged down, we've almost sealed this tent, or this swag, sorry, to the ground. So that wind-driven rain, dust, or whatever that can sometimes get up underneath your fly sheet is actually all but eliminated with this setup here. You can peg these down. So that combined with these guy ropes, if you have them set up, offers a really, really bomb-proof, weatherproof shelter for you to sleep in. Coming around the other side of the head end here, so this is the higher end, you've got this little door, vent here for ventilation with a little kickstand in it, so you can close it if you like. We'll open it up, just allows high level ventilation. More so for cold nights, so that allows the hot air to escape out of the tent so you don't get too much condensation build up inside. But being dual skin, you don't have as much problem with this swag because the condensation builds up on the fly rather than on inside the tent. You can see on this side here, I've got this panel here. I haven't got a peg in this point here, but largely pegged down. So it offers really good water shedding capabilities and also protection from the wind coming up underneath. Around to the foot end here, another vent at the end, same as what we saw at the head end, but this one's in the middle with a kickstand underneath to allow ventilation throughout the length of the tent. And there is a bit of a vestibule at the end here. Now you can't access this vestibule from inside the tent. So you'd probably need to, it's probably just good for your boots or something, just sort of poke them underneath here. But by the time you've got stuff underneath here and this pegged down, it offers a really weatherproof storage space between your fly and where you sleep inside the tent. So you've just got this amount of space here. So it comes out about 50 centimeters. So that's the inside of the tent there. You have got a vent up the top there, but you can't access it from inside. So a good space just for, I'd say, your boots, those things that you just want to tuck out the way at the end of the day, and you're not going to get them again till the next morning when you take the tent down anyway. But once they're in there, peg this out and this out, and we've all but sealed that spot in there from really bad weather. So back around to the front here, I want to talk about the doors and entrances now. I'm just going to get my shadow out of the way. So this is probably what most people will use for the entrance of the tent. We've got a zip each side here under each of these orange panels here. So the same on the other side here. You can unzip that. This then gives us access inside the tent here. So big mesh panel, this unzips, show you more on that in a minute. You can roll these up if you like. This panel here, just roll it up, use these tabs at the top here to keep it up and out of the way if you don't want to use it at all. Alternatively, use it as an awning. Get a couple of optional, you'd have to buy extra swag poles, just anything with a spigot that'll go through here, and set this up as a little sheltered awning out the front or on the side of your swag here. So it gives you a bit of rain protection or sun protection. This can just sort of hang down the front there, offers a little bit more sun protection as well, so you've got a protected space to prepare your meals or whatever. There is a second entrance to the swag, so if you did want to seal that one down, peg the skirt along the side there so it offers a really good protection on there. Leave this skirt unpegged and you can then use this end here as an entrance to the tent. So roll this back, you can secure it here if you like. You've then got this spot here as a second entrance to the tent. You could also have these open during the night, so if you start the night off wanting ventilation and it cools down during the night, you can easily reach out, do these up and seal the tents up to keep the wind or rain out if it does start to go bad overnight. And you've also got this storage vestibule at the end here. So this comes about 80 centimeters out from here to the very point out here. So enough room for a small bag, maybe to cook some food in there if you like on a small cooker, being careful to obviously keep the flame away from the fabrics. Now I want to show you inside the tent, but because it's pitch black technology, and we've done it before, we've crawled into these tents and it's really uninspiring footage because it is just black inside. But I'm actually going to just peel the fly back, throw it over the back of the tent so I can lie inside there and show you the features inside. So just leave the fly shed hanging over the back there because I want to show you this section. So you can see now we've got the anodized aluminium poles at both the foot and the head end there, and the anodized aluminium spreader bar across the top here as well. The main feature of the inner is this big mesh panel here. Now, a unique feature of this is it's completely removable. So this is a good quality mesh here. Quite often swags will need to use a heavier duty mesh in order to be durable, but that heavier duty mesh isn't as good against smaller insects. This is a finer mesh and offers a really good balance of durability and being fine. But if over years and years and years, this starts to get degraded or there is a rip in it, because the canvas is probably going to outlast the mesh, you can actually zip this entire section out. This zip will go right around. Can't see it under the flag there. Under the fly, sorry. And we can actually remove this completely. So, well, that's just hanging off the pole there at the moment. So you could use it like this if you like, leave that out completely. You've just got a bed in the open, but you can actually replace this. And I guess if you wanted, you could, I don't know, make something custom and zip it back in if you like. You just have to use the same zippers. But the main thing is, this is replaceable. If something happens over years of use and it starts to let the bugs in or it gets a hole in it or whatever and it's not fixable, it is completely replaceable. So I'll zip it up again just part way, because I want to just, we can roll this up. There's tabs on this as well to secure these at the top if you like, so you can just keep it up and out the way if you don't want to remove it completely. But I just want to talk about the space inside the tent. So this mat is a 5 centimeter mat, not really dense foam. It feels comfortable enough, but it's got a polyester coating over the top and a zippered cover over it, so you can remove it for washing, but you're probably best just putting a bed sheet over the top of that. It's easier to maintain. Inside the tent, double space, head space first, about 90 to 95 centimeters at this end here, and that tapers down to the foot end here to about 80 centimeters. Width-wise, about 120 centimeters. The mat is just under that, and lengthwise about 210 centimeters from head to foot. Now you could put a different mat inside here if you got like a 10 centimeter self-inflating double mat, just needs to fit within that 120 and 210 centimeter space that you've got in here. It will make the swag a little bit harder to roll up, so you probably need to roll it a few times to keep squeezing that air out, and I'm not sure, it depends on which mat you've got as to whether you'd be able to get it back inside the bag. We haven't tested that, but it's certainly a popular upgrade to put a thicker mat inside a swag. So I'm 185 centimeters. I'll lie down in here and then we'll go through the features. Now this mat has been rolled up, so it's kind of sticking up a bit at the end here at the moment, but that's straight from the factory. So if I lie down in here, I've got the sun in my eyes. I've got plenty of space. I've got plenty of foot space at the end there, so plenty of height, and I've got room for my head here. So if I've got a big sleeping bag in here, it'll probably touch the ends, but given it's a dual skin swag, you're not going to have that condensation on the inside of the tent. You're going to have it on the fly, on the outside. And if it's a hot night, it's not going to matter if your sleeping bag's touching the end anyway. So plenty of space. In terms of it being a double, it's cozy, but there is room for a couple to sleep in here quite comfortably, obviously. I'll just touch off on some of the features inside. Let's start at the head end here. This is the second door that I was talking about. So you've got a zip here so you can access the tent in and out at the end here. That also gives you access out to that vestibule out the front there, and also to open and close that door at the end. On this side of the door, a little pocket, storage pocket here. It's kind of rounded on the bottom, so you can put a small water bottle in that. And then below that is a power access point. So we can get 12 or 240 volt power inside the tent here through this little point here. Just below that, a mesh pocket, just for keys, phones, whatever you want to keep it secure at night so you can easily find it in the morning. Same thing features on the other side here for the second person. Another pocket there, just a mesh pocket. And similar pocket here, just a little bit lower than the other side to keep a water bottle or whatever you like in there. Across the top of the tent, to sort of line up with the power access point, there are these little, not Velcro, sorry, they're elastic straps. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 of those. Use those to string up string lights or hang a lantern if you like. They're there to line up with the 12 or the power access point, so you can actually have lighting inside the tent. At the foot ends, not much to see apart from this vent here, which just gives that ventilation through to the vestibule at the foot end of the tent, and then that little vent there to allow that high level ventilation inside the tent. It's probably worth mentioning too that the door that I mentioned on this side only features on this side of the tent. There isn't another door on that side of the tent, so you'd primarily be accessing the tent in and out this side or the end if you had the fly sheet on top. That, I think, is all the features of the Oztent DS2 pitch black double dome swag. As I said, some people are going to say that's not a swag, it's a tent. Let's start the conversation. There's going to be multiple opinions. It's certainly got the features of the tent, but it's certainly got a bunch of features of a swag as well. And I'd say it offers something very different, or not very different, but something that kind of sits in between. But in particular, it offers really, really good weather protection with that skirt around the edge and a little bit better condensation management than a single skin swag. So check them out online at snowies.com.au, where you'll find them at our lowest prices every day. But if you do have any questions or comments, let us know down in the comments section below. Subscribe to our channel for all of our latest and greatest information, or check out some other cool Oztent products like this one down here.